Hello stylists, welcome back. The 1.5 update has brought with it a lot of new features, and some of these are going to take a little while to get your head around as there is new currencies, new materials. So I'm going to do my best to explain one of my favorite new additions today. This is the dye workshop, and hopefully give you a few little hints and tips that I've learned along the way too. Don't forget to like and also subscribe for more Infinity Nikki content, but let's get into it. So firstly, we're going to talk about how you access the dye workshop. There's two ways to do this. The first way is clicking on the dye workshop icon that is in your pair pal. The second way is to go in through your wardrobe. If you go into your wardrobe where you normally just design your outfits, you will find on the left hand side there is a little icon that is kind of lit up and it looks like a color palette. If you click on that, then that will take you into the same setup that you would access via the pair pal. So once you're in the dye workshop, it will look very familiar to your normal wardrobe. However, there are some key differences. So if you look along the left hand side, you will see some of these buttons will look familiar. This top one will allow you to change the time. You might be thinking, why is this important? Not only will it allow you to see how your outfit looks at different times of the day, but it will also become important later when you upload to the color lookbook. You have your undo and redo buttons if you want to make quick changes. This button obviously erases any changes that you've made and removes any items that Nikki is wearing. This button is the sharing icon, and this is where you will be able to share your outfits. Whilst in this screen, you can see in the corner here there is a crop button, so you can actually just kind of shrink it down to the size of the area that you want and then just drag it out, and then you can confirm that, and then you are able to just click share if you want to share it via a QR code or by a share code, so you can give that to a friend, or you can upload it to the color lookbook, which I will go into a bit more later. Below the share button, we have the import button. This is where you can import outfits or designs from your friends using either a share code, or you can also do it with a QR code. There is a really handy batch save icon down here, which if you make adjustments to multiple pieces, like maybe you change a hair color and you also change like a top, then you can do it, save it all in one, and you can also deselect ones to save as well. So on the right hand side, obviously you have all of your icon pieces. There's no kind of changes to the way that they are sorted here. However, you will notice that the pieces have little color palettes next to them, and some of them have rainbow color palettes, some of them just have the normal generic white ones. So if it has a generic white one, from what I can tell, this means that you don't have a preset saved for it. So if I go into this rainbow one here, you can see I've already kind of colored it. I've dyed this once, so that pops up with the rainbow one, so you know that you've kind of saved something there and you can easily access it if you want to. Likewise with this one, and this one's got a slightly different one, so as you can see there, that's quite easy to do. You can switch this all off and hide it using this little button here. So if you don't want this to appear, you can just click that. So when it comes to actually dyeing them, you click the dye button. And then the hairs are quite different to the actual clothing pieces, because generally the hairs only have one area, sometimes they'll have two areas, and then you can just really easily go and click on the different colors from here. So as you can see, you can just really easily decide what color you want. The hairs, it is worth noting, come with a glossiness slider, so I prefer it when it's not so glossy. As you can see, you can turn it up full gloss if you want to, but personally I think it looks more realistic if I do turn that gloss down, and I think it looks a bit better on the hair. Once you've made your changes, you can just hit the save button, and then to get back to the dye workshop, you just use the back button at the top. So if we go into a dress now, you will see that things are a bit more complex here. They're a bit more intricate because, for example, the Wishful Rosa actually has 12 areas that can be dyed, and you can do them all in a different color. As you can see, I have area 1 selected, and the area that is flashing now is the color that I'm going to make the change for. So for example, if I go here with this purple, you can see that all of the areas that were flashing before have actually changed. If you wanted to, you can select all areas. So I could select all areas and change all of the colors. Now you will notice that some of the color does not quite look how it should be if I had dyed it all one color. That's because some of the dyes take on kind of different areas in a different way, and some of the areas you can't actually dye, so just bear that in mind when making your designs. You can also deselect all, so if you want to, you can just go back to how it was. You can also use the multi-select tool, so if I wanted to, I could select area 1, 9, and then give them this teal color, and then as you can see, that's kind of changed that. So it's quite handy if you know what areas you want to change and just want to do it quickly, then that's obviously great. Once you have dyed an item, you can go back into your wardrobe for easy access to the particular item. You don't need to keep going back into the dye workshop to get the preset if you want to use one you've already made. So as you can see here, the color palettes are showing, so you know that that particular one has a preset, so you can quite easily click on the color and it will change over for you. And it's quite easy to just do with all of the different hairs that you've already made, and you just flip between them until you find the one that is right for you. With the dye workshop, a lot of players will soon get tired with the free palettes, and I'm sure you'll want to attain more, so I'm going to explain how you unlock more color palettes now. Every item that you have in your wardrobe will come with 6 free ones, as you may have noticed. However, to unlock more color palettes, it will depend on the rarity of the item or the outfit. When you have completed a whole outfit for the 3, 4 and 5-star outfits, you will get 3 further palettes that you can then purchase or unlock. However, to unlock a further one for a 3-star outfit, you will need to glow up the outfit item. For 4-star outfits, to unlock a further palette, you will need to have done the first evolution. And for the 5-star outfit, you will unlock 4 palettes after the first evolution, and you will unlock 5 more after the second evolution. If you have done the 3rd evolution of a 5-star outfit, the color wheel will also unlock. This gives you a whole different level of freedom, so you can truly kind of pick every single color that you really want. It is really important to note that each palette you are unlocking is for each piece within an outfit. So when you unlock a palette, you are not unlocking it for everything, not the whole outfit, not the whole kind of accessory. It is just for that one particular thing that you have selected at the time. I know they could have probably explained this a bit better, as I don't think this was all clear from the start, and a few people have spent a lot of kind of resources thinking that they were unlocking the color palettes for everything. Unfortunately, that is not the case. You will also unlock all of the colors in the particular palette, not just the one that you have selected or the one that you have your eye on, which I guess is kind of good. If you're paying the resources, then you deserve to have multiple different colors. To unlock palettes, you will need to have certain materials. To unlock 5-star palettes, you'll be required to have the Radiant Prism. For 4-star, you'll be required the Luminous Prism, and for the 3-star, you will need the Rainbow Prism. You will find all of these in your backpack under the consumables section, and this is the best place to go to keep an eye on your current levels. At present, the best way to get more of the currency is to do the quests that are under the Rainbow and Pattern page. This is a time-limited event which ends on June 4th. I highly recommend that you find the time to complete all of these if you haven't already, as it does give you a really good start on getting these dye materials together. In the store, you can also exchange tranquility droplets for these materials. There is, however, a monthly cap for these items. For the Radiant Prism, there is a monthly cap of 15, and for the Luminous and the Rainbow Prism, you can trade up to 25 times. There are also some packs you can purchase in the premium store too if you want to buy more with real life money. One of the packs in there though can also be purchased with diamonds, and we did get a free gift, so I hope that that continues as well. When unlocking the palettes, you may notice that some of them will be discounted. This is because of the dye materials refund system, and essentially this works that if you have the required evolution of an outfit, the dye materials needed to unlock that particular outfit will be reduced by 50% of the amount that was originally required. This is kind of a good system. I feel I would kind of just like them to reduce the cost of them overall, I think. But if you want to learn more about this, when you go in to kind of look at purchasing the item, there is a little eye icon and it really explains it quite well. There is also the possibility to unlock patterns within the dye workshop, and to do that you will need to find a particular item. This item, the Simple Mood, is obtained from Serenity Island, and this is one of the known items that can currently be dyed with patterns. To do this, again, you'll just need to go into the dye workshop and then you'll want to click the pattern creation button at the top. As you can see, I have managed to obtain a few different patterns. These have mainly been through quests and the style battles that are available on Serenity Isle. To unlock the particular patterns, you'll need to click on them, and then as you can see here, they are locked, and the required resource to unlock them are called glimmer threads. And these again have been given out as part of that quest page that I mentioned earlier, but also through like general quests as well. So I'm going to unlock this one. And as you can see, it's now unlocked. You can obviously get a preview of these as well when you are playing. This slider down the bottom will change the density of the pattern. So if you want it kind of smaller, then all you need to do is scale it up, and you can also move it to adjust it however you want. For this, you can also apply the color base of the pattern. So as you can see, it has taken the dye color at the moment, but if you want it to appear exactly how the pattern is, all you need to do is click this button. If you don't like it, you can revert it back to what you had it as. So as you can see, it's quite a nice little tool. I really like the patterns here so far. So as you can see, we've got a few different ones. Quite a few like florally ones as well, which is quite nice. Obviously I am a floral fan, but as you get down, we've also got a sneak peek at some of the ones which aren't yet unlocked, which do have some nice variety with them. There's some different like water themed ones, obviously bubbles, also some celestial ones, which is quite cool as well. But yeah, we'll have to find lots more patterns so that we can experiment more with this one, and obviously more items as well, which is a little bit disappointing. But this particular item I was very happy to see because it means, hopefully, fingers crossed, we are getting more basics. So the final thing I want to cover is the color lookbook. There are a few ways to access this. Firstly, you can access this via your wardrobe. You will see the color lookbook logo, and there is also the color lookbook in your pair pal, and you can go to the Sea of Stars and there is the gorgeous massive lookbook there with the flowers and things around, and you can access it that way as well. So the color lookbook is essentially the portal where you can see all of the uploads that other people have made, and it is quite well categorized. The first page is the most popular ones where people have received lots of likes for their designs, and as you can see, there is a good few here. I'm just going to use this one as an example, so I'm going to click on this one. The wonderful Leo has done this one, and it is really beautiful, as you can see. But if you look over on the right hand side, you can see that it tells you which items you do have and which items you don't have. So I can click use this plan, however it will not carry over the items that I do not own. So if I click confirm and import it, you can see that it has taken it, but it's not included the items that I don't own. So then I would have to go and adjust based on what I do own. I think that does work quite nicely, but if you go into it thinking, oh, this is a way to get free colors and all sorts, it's not, unfortunately. So that's the popular tab. On the next tab is the discover. So these will just be random ones, and as you can see, oh wow, that's gorgeous. Love that. You can just keep scrolling down and there is lots. If you get to the end, you can just click the switch batch button and then new ones will load in. I'm seriously in awe of all of these. I know how long it takes to put these outfits together, and people are doing an amazing job. So popular, discover, and then you're on to friends. So these are ones that my friends have done. As you can see, Caro, Loma, Danny, these are all of my friends, Mika, and they're looking good so far. And then we have your favorites. So I, of course, had to save this one because it is Little Mermaid. How gorgeous is this one with the new mermaid outfit? I love what they've done with it. And then there is me, who just kind of experimented and uploaded some random ones for quests. As you can see, I like to turn things green, unsurprisingly. But I had a lot of fun doing these as well. So there we have it. There is everything you need to know about the dyeing feature and everything associated with it. I've really been having a lot of fun with this feature, and if you want to show off your creations, feel free to come join us in the Discord and share them with us in there. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.